You know, it gets tiring talking about Helluva Boss over and over. I need something to take my mind off since I don't want to be stuck talking about only one thing. Maybe there's another indie project I could cover.
A few moments later.
This looks promising.
A few minutes later.
Well, damn, that's actually a fun pilot. I need to make a video about this as soon as possible.
3 days later.
Okay, it still takes me longer to write these scripts and make these videos. Don't judge me. I know it's been a while since I've discussed anime, but I think all of you know I'm a fan. My first review was one of my favorite animes, Toradora, so if I feel like making a video about one, I will. As for what I watch when it comes to anime, I watch practically every genre. Slice of life like Toradora, shonens like One Piece, mecha like Gundam, horror like Higurashi, in today's case, Magical Girl. While I wouldn't say it's my favorite, there are series for that genre I love. There's the original Magical Girl herself, Sailor Moon. There's Cardcaptor Sakura, one of the series I watched a lot as a kid. And Madoka Magicia, which redefined the genre. So why does all this matter? Well, it's the reason I checked out the indie pilot for Pretty Pretty Please, I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl. The series revolves around Aika, a girl who wants to have an average life like any other teenager. Unfortunately, she's a magical girl who has to fight evil, like her arch-nemesis and love interest, Eclipse. So she has to try to live a normal life while still being dragged into using her powers to fight evil. The series was actually surprising for me. I wasn't expecting much because it is an animatic instead of a complete pilot like Hazbin Hotel, but it still made an impact. There's the old saying less is more, and this pilot really used that to their advantage. Let's start by talking about Aika.
Hi everyone, I'm Aika, a normal girl of average talent living an unspectacular life.
First, Aika is adorable in the series. I love her personality and how she enjoys a typical school day and taking tests. That seems boring, but as the title says, she doesn't want to be a magical girl. Chances are, she's been one for a while, so having a normal life is a nice change for her. I also love that Aika still uses her powers when needed. Although she may not like being a magical girl, she'll still use them when people are in danger. This is a nice touch that shows that she does have a heart and protects people like her friend Sierra. Of course, you can't be a magical girl without an archenemy, and the series has one that's also her love interest named Eclipse, and he's entertaining.
You talking to me? Oh, I'm sorry, I could barely hear you. You're so small and insignificant. But if you must know my name, it's Eclipse, Servant of Darkness.
I just love how over-the-top Eclipse is when he shows up. It's the right level of cheesy that reminds me of the villains I saw growing up that I miss. I'm not saying I don't like complicated villains, but it's fun having ones like Eclipse. Sometimes you need a comedic villain like him, which is why he works here. Also, I think the fact that he's over the top adds to Aika not liking that she's a magical girl. If you had to fight this guy constantly for the fate of the world, and he always acted like this, chances are you'd be just as annoyed. I also think that it's a nice change from series like Madoka Magica that look more at the real dangers of being a magical girl to just being done with the whole thing instead. You also see that with the quote-unquote fight between Aika and Eclipse, which was the best part of the pilot for me.
Is that a lead pipe? Yep.
So after Aika reveals that she's a magical girl and transforms, she agrees to fight Eclipse. But instead of a typical magical girl fight like we're used to, we get her doing this instead.
Oh, you don't have like a magical starbeam or energy blast or something?
Honestly, I was laughing as I saw this because it was so unexpected. I was expecting something like Saitama not looking interested during his fights in One Punch Man. Instead, she says heck with it, I'll just summon a lead pipe and hit him in the legs over and over. She has the powers to summon anything, even admitting she could use a laser, but she decides the lead pipe is good enough.
Yeah, I guess I do. Like, what even is a starbeam, you know? Now a lead pipe to the shins? That's just reliable, baby.
I know I sound like a broken record, but this only adds to the fact that Aika isn't interested in being a magical girl and cares more about ending things as quickly as possible. I'm sure the series will eventually have epic fights, but it's enough to make me interested to see this become a whole series. Overall, the pilot was a fun surprise, and I'm happy my significant other sent me a link to it. I hope the series gets greenlit sometime in the future, and I'd love to talk about it again. It's already got me wondering what else we'll see. Will Aika be the only magical girl like Cardcaptor Sakura, or will we eventually get a team like the Sailor Scouts? If we do get a whole magical girl team, will any of them be like Aika and not want to be one anymore? I don't know, but I'm excited to find out. The only thing I'll say is that hopefully, the creator doesn't ruin it with shipping like how Star vs. the Forces of Evil got ruined. This was also a series I had a lot of hope for when it started, but it ended up being disappointing when it finished. That reminds me, it's been a while since I talked about Star vs. the Forces of Evil, so maybe I should revisit the series since I'm trying to take a break from Helluva Boss. Also, it seems like every year, a YouTuber makes a video about what ruined that series, so maybe I should add my own thoughts to that topic. Until then, I'm Marco Strange. Stay safe, stay strange.